Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today, as the degens are up and running today. Crypto meme culture, and now GameStop and AMC culture have hit the forefront of the world stage as Roaring Kitty, back from Wall Street Bets, has awakened all of the Wall Street Bets apes, and the degenerate gambling culture has returned to the stock market. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important, as the topic of today's video is something that might bring chills down every single XRP community member. Will XRP miss its second bull run in a row? This is a legitimate fear I've been presented with by numerous people, and this is one of the most important topics we all have to think about. I'm gonna break it down step by step, but first, are we even in a crypto bull run at all? Are we going to see cryptos continue to rise? And in the process of making this video, Blockchain Backer actually came up with an incredible video I think you all need to watch very quickly, as I'm going to share this clip from that video that gives tremendous context into what we're going to discuss.
Market. While some interesting behavior is starting to show up in macro markets in regards to retail investors and the timing of when it's showing up, if you aren't familiar with what's going on, Roaring Kitty, the infamous YouTuber who led the retail charge in the GameStop short squeeze from back in 2020 and 2021, has made a resurgence over here on Twitter after disappearing for 3 years and suddenly showing up here on Sunday evening with this random picture of what appears to be a man sitting back playing a video game and then leaning forward as if it's game time or time to get serious. Whatever it is, that has ultimately led to a 2-day massive rise over here in GameStop, going from $16 to as high as $64. And well, he's essentially posting something every 15 minutes over here on Twitter right now. You may be thinking to yourself, who cares? Not my cup of tea. I don't really care about GameStop. I don't care about meme stocks. And fair enough. But one thing that's always interesting about markets, after going through multiple cycles myself, is what ends up happening when you finally get to the exciting time of a market. It's typically associated with retail investors piling in by the masses. If you haven't heard people talk about it much, there hasn't been really this massive flood of new people pouring in to the cryptocurrency market with the action that we've already seen so far. It's been relatively quiet with Bitcoin going back to its all-time high and the altcoin market getting back to its retracement levels. We haven't expanded. We haven't seen that big surge of new people pouring in. People will measure that by, their tweet activity, engagement over there on Twitter, YouTube video views, subscriber growth, all that type of stuff that just hasn't really existed yet. But what does end up happening, and we watched this in 2021 because I was doing YouTube videos in 2019. I did them in 2020 and into 2021. And we went through all the trash. I started making YouTube videos right in here, and we went through all of this, and there was just no pour in of the market, of new people flying into the market. And even when we went on that big breakout that happened for Bitcoin right in there, still it was relatively quiet throughout the cryptocurrency market in here. And it wasn't until this moment in time where 2 different events happened that brought all the retail investors in to buy the top of the market. It was 1, Elon Musk and Tesla adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, and 2, the beginning of the retail investor when the GameStop short squeeze took place. You can see it was really in that correction when all the crazy in this market all started. And really, even when we were in that correction, the GameStop short squeeze came to a conclusion still while we were still in that correction. However, the effects of what happened with retail gave the momentum for continued behavior for the months that followed. We saw Wall Street Bets, laser eyes, and diamond hands. But the marking of when retail started to enter the market and the chaos erupting in the market started when these events started to transpire. GameStop short squeeze, Elon Musk, Tesla adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet. It was like a culmination of multiple events and the empowerment of the retail investor. But what's the...
Well, my friends. That was an incredible couple minutes of Blockchain Backer breaking down retail sentiment, retail investor activity during the last cycle. and the potential parallels that could have with this one. What I want to break down to every single one of you is that I've been preparing you over the past year for this specific moment. I believe we are heading in to the oh so elusive altcoin season that we've been anticipating for a while. Bitcoin has hit new all-time highs, but many other cryptos have been artificially suppressed. We are going into the moment in time where retail activity is going to begin peaking. Retail money is out here as exit liquidity for the institutions and the early investors in this space. They need retail sentiment to be at peaks. And there's something I have to say. I've been stating to my mentorship community that I believe there is going to be a seismic crash in the crypto market at some point, whether it be because of regulations, maybe something compromising Tether, maybe the SEC coming after Ethereum and trying to call it a security. But it's very clear to me that we need to anticipate a massive crash in this market. That massive crash in this market is on its way. Remember, it is an election year, and I do expect a massive black swan event at some moment in time, just like many other people do. And that black swan event will coincide with a crash in the market. We all know and understand this, but that has not happened yet. So what gives? What are you trying to say, Bull? What I'm saying is that I expect that massive crash in the market to come out of the other side of a euphoric retail bull run. I expect right now for us to begin to see a tidal wave of retail money coming into the crypto space. And I do believe it's right here at our doorstep, no doubt about it. Here, Credible Crypto is talking about alts as well, as I'm refreshing your memory from a previous video and this stat I gave. And I want to stress one important point. I do believe XRP will participate in the bull market this time around for one specific reason, and that is because I think that the biggest thing that limited XRP last time around was not necessarily the SEC case in and of itself, but the fact that it was delisted from all US exchanges. There was no way for the retail investor to participate in XRP here in America. But now we have XRP relisted. And trust me when I say, when the price action in XRP begins, there will be mass retail FOMO. But we in the XRP community here right now will be prepared for it. Now, despite the fact that I did just say I do expect XRP to participate in this bull run, why did I make the title of this video, Will XRP Miss This Bull Run? Well, it's because I have some critiques to give, specifically to Ripple. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people try and speculate, oh, these XRP influencers are paid by Ripple, XYZ 1 2 3 blah 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 do re mi fa sol la ti do. I have never been paid by anyone to shill anything ever. So I am not beholden to any one company or digital asset, and I'm going to talk my shit right now because it deserves to be spoken. Ripple is holding back XRP right now in a couple of ways. Specifically, in retail adoption. I believe in the XRP ledger and the XRP community. However, Ripple could be doing a better job with community engagement and giving the community the tool it needs to build better. And this is going to be a BC backer going off today video, as he's been on an absolute tear. And this interview he had with Brad Kimes the other day, he speaks and lets us know why the XRP ledger is struggling with adoption.
Why do people not want to build on the XRP ledger in particular? Next, you have builders, right? So that's what we were talking about, right? Like people wanting to build on the ledger. The problem with funding in the first place is Ripple promised. Here we go. This is where I'm going to die.
They're coming to get you.
They're going to get me.
They're coming to get you.
2 years ago, Ripple promised to provide 1 billion XRP as grants, right, to builders. And of that, they've given $15 million over the course of 2 years. That is less than 1%. They've given away less than 1%. Now, the big argument is like, oh, you shouldn't want free money, blah, blah, blah. The problem is when you go to places like Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, they all have these treasuries, right? They all have these foundations, and these things are designed to hand out free money to promote crazy stuff to get thrown against the wall and see if it sticks. 99% of it's going to fail, but the idea of it is money getting thrown around, hoping that something does stick. And that is what takes place in all of these successful ecosystems, protocols.
And you see what blockchain backer broke down right there is so important. Ripple promised 1 billion XRP to help build the XRP ecosystem out. Different foundations and different ecosystems exist to help fund developers and builders in building out the ecosystem. And that is something that Ripple has absolutely failed in. Here, Dirk from Expector is a prime example, as he's been building one of the best metaverses I've personally seen by himself, self-funded completely. And he gave a shout out today, stating that David from the Ripple X dev space stated, I don't think we can reach a totally decentralized approach, and that the community can't have the last word. Now this is interesting, as quite frankly, transparency is key. And I think it's been very important. And I think that since those were his words, it's important the community knows that's what they said. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm tired of this illusion of decentralization that Ripple wants us to believe XRP has. Ripple is only decentralized among centralized institutions and who they favor, and that is evident. If this were true decentralization, the funding would be there. And when presented for an explanation for why some of these projects don't get funded, a quote, code of conduct post was given. And BC Backer went on a rampage, stating there is no code of conduct in crypto. You better wake up and don't get woke. And then there was a dialogue posted between him and Vet on Twitter. BC Backer asked, can you point to a list of businesses that are profitable from the Ripple grant program? None were named. Not directly, at least. He goes on to say that the XRP ledger does not even have 30,000 active daily users. Only 2,300 people interacted with NFTs in April alone on the XRP ledger. NFT brokers made 4,400 XRP last month. And that means they make less than $100 a day. This is an epic failure. And when presented with the stats, there's deflection to other chains. We are not other chains. We are the XRP community, and we could do better. Better could happen if Ripple got behind the community and the people building on it. Ripple likes to state that the SEC shouldn't choose winners and losers. And yet, when presented with their own ecosystems builders, they are actively choosing winners and losers. Oh, you want us to feel bad for your institution. But then when the community speaks up, you don't want to hear it. And to be very fair, there's no critiques towards Vet here. I'm actually very grateful for the engagement. But to me, this is a glaring problem for why the XRP price is still, after 7 fucking years, under 50 fucking cents. Not only that, but when presented with the opportunity to have hooks, a big fat no was given. Smart contracts are essential for a thriving ecosystem as well. Not only don't we have smart contracts, not only don't we have grants, not only does the community not have massive Ripple support, But when presented with critique, deflections are given, and this is the problem. At the end of the day, I think Ripple, what they have done, will make the XRP price rise. But the ecosystem could be so much better if they weren't picking winners and losers. Kaj, the founder of XPunks, has given a massive critique about the XRP ecosystem and the Ripple grant program and Ripple support. And in addition, Moonchaser has given the exact same thing. I don't think what the XRP community is requesting is that much, to be honest with you. I think we're just pointing out the fact that Ripple promised something and hasn't delivered on it. If people are building of their own accord and are self-funded and build a product that is being used, why not back it up with either grant money or developer support? It's just a question, and it's a question that I believe deserves answers. When provided with these critiques, Ripple then decides to throw out community guidelines and a quote code of conduct. Well, all I'm going to say is, where are the broken codes of conduct? What individuals didn't follow it? And are you so self-righteous that you're not even going to point to the example of the infringement on the code of conduct? I'm just curious. I've been one of the biggest Ripple XRP supporters over the past 6 years since the inception of this channel. So I reserve the right to critique when I see something done improperly that I think will make everyone more money. I hope that Ripple listens. I'm cautiously optimistic that the vibrations being heard around the community will echo into Ripple boardrooms. And I believe with a strong Ripple and XRP community partnership, the XRP ledger will bring mass adoption. Now guys, as I'm prepared to be critiqued heavily for the words I stated today, I'm going to give the XRP community a perspective that I have for this 2024 bull run. Now guys, I want to remind you about the context I gave earlier in this video with BC Backer talking about development activity, with BC Backer also talking about meme culture and how the degeneracy in regards to AMC and GameStop has returned, and how that is actually coordinated with retail adoption. Retail investors are beginning to be activated in the stock market and in crypto. I do believe a blow off top moment for the crypto market and some specific altcoins are here. But specifically for all of you, I believe that this token right here, Jupiter, can be your serious degen meme coin play because it is a hyper serious crypto. It is a hyper serious investment that helps facilitate the degen meme culture for retail investors. I have talked about Jupiter to my OnlyFans community at 50 cents and we're already up double right now. And I've been publicly talking about it on YouTube recently because I want the crypto space and the XRP community to participate in this bull run. Could you all imagine if XRP for whatever reason doesn't participate yet again in this bull run while everything else is taking off? Can you live with yourself? Probably not. You see, I've always been diversified in other cryptos, and other cryptos are what have freed me, quite frankly, especially in the last cycle. And so far, that's how I've made money in this one. And I think this baby is how you can gain exposure to the meme culture without having to go through the bullshit of wondering which cat coin is going to go to the moon and which dog coin is going to take a shit on the charts. You see, invest in infrastructure that already has the community and ecosystem thriving, and you will win. And I do believe this is the best on-chain exchange in the Solana ecosystem, and down the road could very well cause a shockwave in the crypto space. Do not bet against the planet of expansion in 2024. And I promise you, my friends, You likely won't regret it. I have a good portion of my portfolio in this, and I might be adding more to this position the more I learn. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor, but you should follow it anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.